Hello and welcome to the 36th episode of the Gochuucast, and today we're really grasping at straws here. Uh, this might be a Gochuucast short talking about anime shorts, depending on
Yeah,
how
that's
far
good.
we can get
I
with
like
this.
that.
But yeah, short. I guess how we're defining shorts is just anything that's shorter in like episode duration. It's like
Yeah.
the ones that are like 12 minutes or maybe like just a few minutes or some shit.
Yeah,
Which
because the first thing that comes to my mind are like the chibi stuff like that, but there's also like full shows that are short.
Yep.
yeah, uh, which I mean some chibi shorts are like I guess like Quartet's
So,
like chibi
yeah.
kind of, but it's like an actual show as well. So I don't know.
Yeah, does it have a plot?
The movie is I think available for viewing, which I didn't watch, but I think that I mean it technically has a plot. It doesn't focus. It doesn't focus on it very much, but it has one.
Surely it's not just a whole movie of them just fucking around in like little 7-minute sections.
Yeah, no, I think I mentioned in the ReZero episode. There's a character that has been mentioned in the lore for a very long time. We've never seen before in any piece of media, and the fucking author is like, you know what? We're gonna introduce him in Isekai Quartet. So that's how we got our introduction to that guy.
It's an advertisement.
It is quite the brainchild. I've never really touched it because I don't particularly care for any of the shows that have been featured as like main shows. Obviously ReZero is something recently that I got back into and watched, but still, like, I don't watch Overlord. I watch Konosuba, but it's just
I'm surprised there aren't more collaborations between like shows that are similar. I mean, I don't know. It seems
a
like
lot of it has to do with like publisher. Just because like the only reason
I guess,
Isekai Quartet is they're all Katakawa properties.
Oh yeah, okay. I guess there's some like legal or whatever copyright.
Yeah, so the publisher probably is like, hey, what if I like brought all these together and made something goofy?
Yeah, it should happen more. I think it's good. I always felt like any sort of like collaboration between media or anything. It's like, there's usually a chance that you'll be able to get a good portion of multiple fan bases in one, right? So
yeah, it just depends on.
That seems like a good idea. It seems like a cash cow potentially, but who knows?
I don't know. I mean, you can kind of view it like. I think it'd be difficult to do for most things. I don't know, because you have to have like really random like mix-ups. I feel like sometimes, even if they're like similar in terms of the show like style, like I don't know, like the fucking Jimmy Neutron Hour of Power or whatever bullshit with Fairly Odd Parents.
True.
That's the kind of like stuff you'd be getting. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I actually do remember that. I feel like
I don't know.
I'm trying to think if there are like others. No, I know what you're talking about. It's just like that's like locked into like the recesses of my brain from like elementary school.
Yeah,
like
I don't know if I can remember any other like collaborations. I think
anything. No, I don't think so.
Victorious did something with something on Nickelodeon or whatever.
Yeah.
They all had like the same like actors, that. So it was like I feel like oh yeah. Also, there's like spin-off things. But yeah, I don't know about like actual like collaborations in that sense, but like in Nickelodeon, like they had a bunch of shows like lined up together. It's like possible they could have had things that go together. I'm trying to think what else. I guess like the closest. It's not really a collaboration actually. That I think about it, but like the one I was thinking of was like instantly because I was like thinking about all the Nickelodeon shows. I was like, do you guys remember? I mean, this is like a boomer show, but like, do you remember the Amanda Bynes show?
Yes.
So like they had Drake and Josh collaborate, and then they had their own thing, right? So they had Drake and Josh
also have the special
before Drake and Josh,
or not the special. It had like the section where he was in the
Mafia.
No, but I vividly remember a specific one. Okay, I googled this, and yeah, I do remember the show.
No, the one that the recurring like skit they would have or whatever was like the one where they're like in the Mafia and they like go to the classroom.
Attic, but yeah.
So then they had their own show, but that's like a. It's not even a spin-off. It's just like I don't know. They take two actors that worked well together and made another show. But that's like the only thing I can think of that's like even remotely close to it. But it's like the way like Isekai Quartet is like you take 4 separate shows and combine them, so it's different.
Yeah, Um, I can't think of like any others. I know there are some. I just can't think of them.
Well, I guess other than like collaborations, it's just like lots of spin-offs. I guess.
I mean, is Kaginato a full show?
Kaginato is chibi short, 12 episodes, 4 minutes each, and it's just a bunch of key properties.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's something.
It's one of the shows of all time. One of the shorts of all time. Yeah,
I like it.
Okay.
It's not like anything like crazy, but it's like one of those things that's like super self-aware. Breaks the fourth wall quite a bit. Like they had there's like a whole group dedicated to like characters that didn't get enough screen time or something like that, and they're all fighting over who would get like an episode dedicated to them or something. I think I can't remember. It's been a little bit, and there are 2 seasons of it, but
it's like the Fate Carnival. Carnival Phantasm had a similar bit. There were just like 3 side characters who would come up every so often.
Yeah.
What I saw was One Room. Isn't that your favorite show?
Yes.
Okay,
One Room is a very. How the fuck did it get 3 seasons?
It was an experience.
It was so fun to group watch.
One Room into group watch was pretty funny. There was something magical that happened in that call that I can't figure out how to like recreate in words.
I mean, I think we already talked about it before. The Chimpact thing.
And he's like the MQ thing.
Well, yeah, there was the Chimpact thing too.
Which one are you trying? Oh, the cum
the
box.
AMQ, like the panties thing, or
the cum boxers. Yeah.
Those also.
Okay, the cum boxers.
Oh, are you thinking of something different than cum boxers or Chimpact?
I don't know. Was there something else?
These are the iconic moments that I know of, other than just like the general vibes.
It was.
Fair enough.
I don't know. It was certainly something. Yeah, we watched it all in one sitting, right? I think we did.
We watched the whole thing in one sitting. Yeah,
like all of the seasons.
All 3.
All 3 seasons.
Yeah,
all 3 seasons. We didn't watch the special.
All 15 of them. Yeah.
The special is quite something, but we did not watch that one because it's basically the same content except they like replace the. So what it is, it's like the character introductions for like the first season or whatever, but it's like it's just them in swimsuits instead for their character introduction.
The one I just linked, the One Room second season extra?
Oh no, that's completely different. That doesn't even have visuals, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Can't believe the extra is different from the extra.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the second season extra. This is the One Room. Another is the swimsuit one.
Oh, okay. This is different. I get it. You're a One Room expert, so I'll defer to you for that one.
Room expert.
Yes, I was the one who watched it first, and then I rewatched it with the boys.
Somehow we managed to get him to do that.
I couldn't remember. I mean, I don't remember why I watched it in the first place. I think I saw like a clip of it. I'm like, oh, I'll watch this, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? POV, what the hell? But it was like 1 a.m., so I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like going to sleep right now. I guess I'm watching this.
See, POV feels interesting enough to me that if like I was told it was POV before I knew anything else about it, I probably would have done the same.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, the idea of a POV anime is intriguing.
We got to be the voices in our main character's head.
Yeah. He had schizophrenia, and that was us. We were the schizophrenia.
Actual visual novel. I get it. One short I found that I actually remembered I saw was like Love is Like a Cocktail. It's just like some wholesome like couple show where the guy like I think he's like a bartender.
Yeah.
And like the girl is like writing a book or something, I think. I forget exactly what she does, but like she's like staying up for like work and like he like deliver cocktails to her and stuff like that. Yeah. I was like, it's just like it's very like average, but like that's the one I remember I saw like way back when.
The one that I remember that Spat saw is Ao-chan Can Study.
Oh yeah, I saw that too, but
yeah, his first ever anime for some reason.
Yeah, my first ever anime for some reason, right?
We've talked a good amount about it, so you don't don't need to dwell.
Yeah, we don't need to reiterate. I will say,
also,
them being 12 episodes, 12 episodes. Oh no, it's 12 episodes, but 12 or like half the time, right? 12 minutes, I guess, or around that.
Yeah, 12 episodes.
That makes it like a lot quicker to get through. So I think I binged it in like 2 days or something, quote unquote binge. But I only took like 2 or 3 days to finish it. That's why
Is it really a
I guess the shorter episodes help for my attention span of a squirrel.
They do, except for when you watch things like freaking TQ, and then you just feel like you're on acid after watching a whole season.
Wait, which show?
TQ.
TQ is an AMQ classic.
Okay, dude.
I will link TQ to you.
So yeah, I'm looking at it right now, actually. Okay,
so we can have a TQ conversation, because TQ is truly, truly an experience that I have had.
Okay.
So the big thing about TQ is they are 2-minute shorts, and in the 2-minute shorts, it's like they filmed an 8-minute short and then decided to put it on 4 times speed. And that's how I would describe watching TQ.
So what happens when you put it on like 4 times speed on like what happens? Does the computer just explode? Or... Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much.
Understandable.
But yeah.
Okay, wait. So is it just like a comedy or like slice of life, or like, it looks like some sports?
TQ is like tennis, but I don't know. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I've never watched it. Yeah, I don't plan to watch it. So.
Okay. Understandable. It looks interesting. I don't know if it doesn't seem like a lot about tennis, but
probably not. I definitely think it's not, but it's under. That's what the guys it's under.
Yep. Okay, understandable. What's notable?
Something PK and I have watched recently was Encouragement of Climb.
Oh yeah.
He stepped away. I'll wait for him to come back. He stepped away for a second. When he comes back, we'll talk about it. Okay. But something I can talk about is the 2 ASMR animes that I fucking seen.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know those were shorts.
Well, one of them was ASMR. The other one was ASMR with an asterisk next to it. The whole thing was like he like reincarnates as an ASMR head, right?
Right. Yeah.
That was only for episode 1. So what happened in episode 2 is every episode he reincarnates as a different object. Except every single time it's an object that allows him to have an intimate experience with whatever girl episode is the focus on that time.
Okay.
So like I don't remember.
One time it's a banana.
Episode 2 was a bike seat.
Okay, dude, relax. All right, how horny was the author, man? I gotta know.
It was like generally pretty. He reincarnated as a chicken, but then he got taken and killed, right? But then he was turned into fried. Then he turned into fried chicken.
Okay, so he's inside the mouth, and
so he got eaten.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, bike seat. I don't know, dude. That's like very,
The bike seat one was definitely on the nose.
Yeah, for sure.
He turned into a pillow.
Okay, understandable. That's like, I mean, that is.
Yeah, but instead of just like being laid on, they just like hugged it the entire episode. So he was having a grand time as a pillow.
One time he was a shoe, so you could say "step on me."
Let me see if there's a list of everything he turned into.
Oh my gosh, there's a list. There's a compendium. There's like wiki articles for everything this guy is transformed into. Okay.
I mean, it's 12 episodes and he turns into something different like every time. So it's like
fair enough. Yep.
Let's see, where's an episode? Okay, so Jesus Christ. Okay, so the first episode was the microphone, obviously.
Right.
But then he used a bike seat, a fried chicken, a pillow, a pacifier.
Okay, dude.
A ruler. A space-time anomaly.
What?
A condenser mic.
Okay.
Sugar.
Just sugar. Just the concept of sugar.
Amber sugar.
Like green.
Amber sugar. A puppy. The dummy head mic again. And then finally dummy head mic final. So
so this is like main form. This is like main.
Yeah, this is like his final form. Yeah.
It's his final form. All right. Okay. That.
But anyway,
Bike Seat, man. Bike Seat is one of them. It's like, that's insane.
It's gonna be either Bike Seat or Pacifier for me. It's like the worst one.
Yeah, Pacifier is very strange, but interesting concept, I guess.
It was an anime that I watched for sure.
Okay.
Fine. Anyway, that peak is here. We can talk about Yamano Susume.
Encouragement of Climb.
Encouragement of Climb.
Encouragement of Climb. Actual good content.
I didn't know it was a short or shorts. Whatever.
So first 3 seasons are.
Yeah. Gotcha. So it starts off as shorts, and then this past season it finally had a full.
Oh, okay. That's
anime.
why I was like, wait a minute.
Which was practically the same thing as the shorts, except we got 2 of them every week instead of 1.
It actually was still divided up like shorts also. Just halfway through the episode, it would finish what it was doing and then be like, next section, and then drop a title card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like the finale is like the only interconnected thing we had for the 4th season anyway.
This is not something we binged in 1 sitting, but this is something we binged in like 3 sittings.
Yeah, or maybe it was 4. 4 sitting, because we did 1st season, and then another day would have it season 2, because season 2 was 24 episodes.
Yeah.
And then another half of season 2, and then season 3.
And it's a short, but it's not like a 5-minute episode short. It's a 12.
It's like 14 minutes.
Short.
Yeah, 12 minutes area. Yeah.
I mean, it seems to be based off of manga. So was it like? I assume manga is still ahead of like wherever the last season ended, right?
I don't know where the fuck the manga is. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I assume.
Fair enough.
But yeah, who knows?
Okay. Do you prefer the shorter episodes, or do you think the the normal 24 minute episodes are like better for this kind of show?
I don't mind either way.
Does it matter at all?
Yeah, it felt like the same show, so I don't.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, sometimes it can matter, I guess, like for just like where the episode ends and where it starts. Mm-hmm. But like, okay, if you're watching like multiple episodes in a row, it doesn't actually matter. But like, where cliffhangers and stuff like that are like appropriate like endings to an episode. I guess in that scenario, like, can definitely matter.
Seems like the latest volume was September 12th, 2022. So a little recent.
Yeah.
Team.
Yeah. Fair enough. Also, it's like, I don't know if there are any other shows that you know of that go from short to like full length episodes, because like usually it's the reverse. And you use shorts as like spinoffs, right?
Yeah. Psyche K did that. Psyche K started as a bunch of shorts in the first season, like a ton of shorts, and then in the second season they did full episode.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think I can think of anything off like the top of my head. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something I've watched I'm just not thinking of. But
do you think they just like went to like the full episode just because of the popularity of the shorts, or like I don't know? I'm just curious why they went with shorts initially. But like,
I mean, I think it's generally popular in Japan.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, fair enough.
Not like uber popular or anything. Enough to get 4 seasons, I suppose.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I guess they also maybe they just wanted to get to a specific point in season 4, and they're like, you know what, fuck it, we're just gonna do the whole shebang.
Okay.
Did it change? Did it change studios? No, it kept studios, so it's not like it was like a what's it called, studio change. Someone's like, let's take it in a new direction or anything. I think it kept 8-bit the whole time.
They just decided, all right, this time we're gonna do more in the form of just doubling the length of the episodes and essentially doubling the content.
Yeah.
But in the same like drop. Which I guess makes sense, because it's probably for shows like that maybe they have an audience that's proven, but maybe aren't that popular. It might be more annoying to try and get multiple shorts.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Just introduce them
as
smaller.
Opposed to just either. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Do you think
where do shorts actually air? Like in terms of Japanese TV? That's kind of what I wonder, though.
So there's TV shorts, which is what like Yamano Susume would fall under, and then OVAs can also be short, and so, well, they'd probably be under like ONA if they air online or something like that, because you know how there's like ReZero had this where it's called ReZero Break Time, and it'd be like chibi shorts that like talk about the episode and stuff with like the characters, and I think those air on Twitter, I want to say. Or at least like I know some anime will do that, where they'll have like those cheapy shorts on like Twitter or YouTube, something like that. And so those be ONA's original like net animation or something like that.
I guess, or sometimes they'll have it at like the end of the episode and stuff like that. But
yeah, some might have like after the ending or something like that. But yeah,
I'm just curious how they schedule it.
It just depends.
Yep. Do you think there are shows that like would work better as shorts? Which sounds really stupid, but like
I guess I like look at a comedy list or something.
I mean, I think
I feel like comedy, slice of life, those are like, well, slice of life maybe a little less, but I guess
a lot of like slapstick cute girls doing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, those are the ones I was thinking of because it's just like easy to digest. You know,
yeah.
I don't think dramas or anything would work with that because it's like, well, you have to condense like, you know, you either condense a story or cut it off at a point where it's like not intended. So yeah, it's hard. I mean, you could, but I don't think it would improve at all. But yeah, I think
it most makes sense for things that already have a story structure that's not necessarily taking a plot. So like Gochuucast, for example.
Yeah, Gochuucast usually have like the 1-2, like half episode kind of plot structure. So yeah, it could have worked as a short if it wanted to.
Yeah, it could have easily split those up. Which is kind of what a lot of those shows do anyway. They just are still in the 24-minute runtime.
Right.
So a lot of shows like I think Umaru was like that when I watched the first half of Umaru.
You can view it in like the same like breath as like a SpongeBob though, because like SpongeBob will have like two episodes typically for like the whole runtime. It's just kind of what anime is. Like if it ends up being like a cute girls do cute things, that could be a short.
SpongeBob is a Western anime.
SpongeBob could be a short, but you know.
Yeah.
I'm just using it for the comparison. Sometimes SpongeBob had 3. You know, we had the rare 3 episodes every now and then in the olden days.
I think Pokemon could easily do.
And Pokemon does do some shorts.
I think Pokemon could easily do 12-minute shorts that would be fire.
I think it depends. I don't know. Sometimes Pokemon has like, because the thing is, Pokemon sometimes like cuts it off in the middle, or often cuts it off in like the middle of battle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess the short would do the same thing, but it's like to me, Pokemon would almost benefit from longer episodes. I think
that's probably true.
I think Pokemon would benefit from like 45-minute episodes.
Yeah. I think my problem with that is I feel like Pokemon fluffs a lot.
Sure.
Like actually watching.
My solution would be to get rid of the fluff, but yeah, okay, sure,
yeah. That's kind of my argument here, is that you could just get rid of the fluff and do like 12-minute episodes, and I think it would be about equal. Obviously, there are some exceptions because not every episode is formatted in a way that you could cut off. But
I'm trying to go through my my head of just like fuzzy memories of Pokemon. It was like, were there episodes where they were like, I shouldn't say like, maybe there's some like maybe some exceptions with like Pokemon doing stuff, but I feel like every episode had a battle. I could be wrong, but I'm like 99% sure at least part of an episode, right? So it's like, if you start converting those into shorts, I guess it's like, how much fluff do you have to start cutting before you lose that aspect of it? Because it's like, if I watch a 30-minute, whatever, 20, 25-minute episode of Pokemon, I'm guaranteed to see at least a little bit of a battle. But if I start cutting it down to like 12 minutes or something, am I guaranteed that matters to me? I don't know. If I want to sit for Pokemon, I don't want to watch like Ash. Like, I guess that's part of getting rid of the fluff, but you know what I mean? Like,
I think the problem would be is if you did do this, you like Ash is a character that would suffer, right?
Yeah.
As far as like if you like Ash, this would not be a format you would want because you would get a lot less Ash.
Yeah, sure. You wouldn't get his like,
but also I don't know. I think like if I'm saying 12-minute episodes, that's not as much of a condense as I think you might think it is.
Yeah, I guess.
Now,
maybe it's just because like
there are definitely battles that they do in the anime that are like 12 minutes or longer alone by themselves. But that's just like, that's a difference between adapting something for 12 minutes versus adapting something for 24 minutes. I think
the realization I'm coming to is that in every Pokemon episode, there's just 12 minutes of doing nothing.
Yeah, like, pretty much.
Yeah, like that's what I'm starting to realize. It's like, if you cut it to 12 minutes, you have to get rid of a lot. But like, wait, what are you actually getting rid of? Like, yeah, honestly,
the context.
The context, quote unquote. Dude, it's just Team
Even
Rocket
then,
stealing somebody. Whatever, I'm over it. But yeah. No. That's, I mean, yeah.
I think the biggest thing you're losing is probably the adventure, right?
Yes,
Like
for sure.
you're going from where you're actively traveling from point A to point B to a format where it's like you're just at point B now.
Mm-hmm.
As the
I'm thinking about the
start.
same thing for Yu-Gi-Oh too, because I was just like, that was just like one of the things I was thinking about. It's like there's usually a duel in every episode. Right?
The problem for Yu-Gi-Oh too, though, is that duels are more complicated, and that's because to me, Pokemon battles anime style are very simple.
They are, but I think, but like if you think about it, right? So like in a league, in like the final, like whatever Indigo League, you know, Johto League, whatever. Those battles are like always pretty long. Like they're like 2.5, 3 episodes usually, if I recall correctly. Like maybe 2, I don't know. So like cutting it down to shorts would still require multiple episodes. And like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the same where it's like usually 2 episodes, maybe 3 for a duel, and then there's like either mixed within.
The problem for me with this example is I could definitely see like the average Pokemon episode being able to be cut down to 12 minutes and still be good, because a Pokemon battle does not need to take 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, you could cut the battle time too. Sure, yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh duel, no matter
how
simple,
I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's harder to cut. Yeah,
no matter how simple.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know you wanted to cut parts of the Pokemon battle, but yeah, sure, if you did that, sure, it would work. Yeah. Yep.
Well, I even think like most Pokemon battles in like the normal episodes, not the gym battles or anything like that, but the normal episodes, most Pokemon battles are probably like 3-4 minutes.
Yeah. If you think about like the average episode of like in between cities where they're just like walking and they like help somebody, right? It's usually like they help somebody, Team Rocket steal something and then steals a Pokemon.
In particular, I'm thinking of that one Sandshrew in the Indigo League first season of Pokemon. I'm thinking of that one random Sandshrew gym trainer. Not gym trainer, but like was it a fake gym? What was the gimmick? It was like a training area and there's super buff Sandshrew. It wasn't actually buff, but that was his character.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, unlicensed by the Pokemon League. Yeah. Yes. I remember this. This is like one of the first episodes, wasn't it? I feel like it was like really early.
I feel like it was pretty early, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, most of the episodes like follow kind of this quote unquote formula. So yeah, you could cut a lot. I agree.
That's probably my answer though, after going on a 15-minute conversation about it.
Yes.
I think Pokemon
about the dynamics of Pokemon battling and fluff.
Yeah, I checked out a while ago.
Potentially could get unfluffed.
Okay, what we've concluded is that Pokemon episodes should be 12 minutes long. Cut out all the random garbage. That's what I've determined.
Anyway.
But they're not going to do that.
No, they will not.
I mean, they could do that.
They have their little shorts on YouTube and stuff that they do. That's their short.
That's
content.
True. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's their compromise. That will just
Pokemon Generations or whatever, like all that stuff. Yeah, I love that stuff. It's so cool.
Origins was pretty fire.
Yeah, like oftentimes nothing happens, but like it's so cool. I don't know. It's just sick. I actually really love this, but I don't know.
So I guess back to TV shorts, because I haven't talked about this yet, but probably the thing that I most associate with TV shorts is when the rhythm games, all of them basically make their little chibi like off the walls. So for Bandori, for example, it has Bandori Pico, which has 3 seasons. And if you watch Bandori Pico, it's just like 3-minute episodes of just the characters literally turned into cartoon characters in like every sense of how you would think of that definition. And there's also D4DJ has one of these. Project Sekai has one of these.
Love Live, yeah. All the female musicians.
All females.
All the females.
Exactly.
They all have their chibi short
characters because it gives you more character interactions in like a funny setting that you don't get a lot. And they annoy Daniel on AMQ, even though he always learns the songs because
I never learned the songs. The only reason I know like Pico is because they fucking say the name of the show every time, and then the D4DJ one, as long as it's not one of the inserts, they say the fucking name of the show, and so it doesn't matter.
It is always funny when you get one of these shows in AMQ and then you roll an insert, which is a real song.
I hate that the inserts are like specific to the fucking chibi short and not just in the actual anime as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so even if I like can recognize that it is the little cancerous shit that is D4DJ, I don't know if it's Poochie or fucking normal.
Do you know that we got a new season of D4DJ this year?
Yeah, I fucking know.
We've talked about.
I'm not happy about it.
Wait, why? What do you D4DJ?
There's just too many of them. How much musical anime can people consume?
There's a market, bro. As long as there's a market, as long as there are people watching.
Like rabbits, man. Like rabbits.
But yeah, I would say that's like the big thing that I think of with the chibi shorts is kind of you take a not necessarily a serious show, but a show that is very character driven in the same way that Isekai Quartet does it, but and you turn it into this little like goof around 12-minute episode of just characters in interactions that you could never see under normal circumstances.
Right. I think that was like the big draw of Isekai Quartet for a lot of people, is seeing these like characters that are all in like the same situation,
serious shows,
interact.
Like that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Konosuba is not quite serious. A little different from the other three, which are all very like intense in their own right, I guess. Konosuba definitely the odd one out in that situation.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think those are like the fun TV shorts for me a lot of the times are the ones that are just really goofy. And
I mean that's the
really
point
goofy.
of them, right? It works. Right. The one I like I haven't seen, but I swear to God I've like read the manga or like something. I feel like I've seen it or like read. It's like kind of cringe. Okay, it's like ecchi, so it's like weird.
Yeah.
Which one?
Comic Artist and His Assistants. Have you heard of this one?
I
swear to God I've read like
I haven't seen this one.
Okay, it's like
I thought you were gonna say "Why the hell are you here, teacher?" which I have seen.
Wait, what? Okay, no. I'm pausing. What the heck? What is this? Why?
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Basically a hentai. Not a hentai, but like it's horny. It's really horny.
Yeah, it's basically just missing the hentai scenes, and then it could be a hentai.
Oh my God, what is this?
It's
some
funny
of its students about to get private lessons in sex ed. Yep, I'm out. What the heck is this?
Basically, all it is that she is this dude's teacher, and then somehow they just keep getting into scenarios that feel like
of course,
straight
right?
out of hentai, and then
just happen. Like, the lights just happen to turn off, and they're both underneath the desk.
And then the character's
I got
like,
it.
what the fuck just happened?
Just randomly falling on like a woman's breast,
and then nothing really happens out of it. That's why it's ecchi and not hentai, but they basically just always put them into that situation. It's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, this is why we have the dog reincarnation.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah,
is that short? Yeah, I think
it's like 12 minutes.
Unfortunately, this is one of the things that probably gave birth to shit like the dog reincarnation.
I'm sure there's stuff before. I don't know. The world's like with all the isekai and like turning into different shit. And we've been slowly building towards some bullshit. Like
slowly, we have been going towards dog isekai. Is it so? The dog, or not dog isekai, but the dog show. Is that from second person point of view of the dog?
It's from POV of the dog.
Yeah. Is this also a one room spawn then?
No, because he talks.
Oh, okay.
Solid.
Yeah, there's an actual character. You're just seeing the first person perspective of that.
There's a character, but he's a dog.
Okay, but one room.
Like, one room is turns into his classmate's dog. One room, you are the main character, the viewer.
Yourself. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
okay, right.
But in this anime, the guy turns into a dog.
Okay, so the secret
when he's in dog mode or the whole thing.
Just make yourself think you're the dog. That's it. That's just self-insert, bro.
The more we talk about this, the more I hate the fact that it exists.
Listen, like I said, there's a market for it. There's a demand for it. You know what? Blame the people,
there
bro.
Is a
They're just trying to make their money. They're just trying to make their money, man.
Yeah, and they're playing like they censor the actual like show, but then that Blu-ray, they're trying to get those Blu-ray sales.
The unedited, the uncensored versions.
That's probably what Ayakashi Triangle's doing this season, but that's for another day.
It's definitely what Ayakashi Triangle's.
Well, it's also that Crunchyroll bought the rights to it or whatever. I don't know. Crunchyroll's goofy as hell. It should have gone to High Dive.
I just don't understand getting the rights to something that you have to censor that's like very clearly and unashamed.
Just have an uncensored version. It's not complicated. Like, I don't know.
It just seems weird. It seems weird to me to decide like, oh, we're gonna grab the rights to this show that is like just for horny people, but then we're gonna censor it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's quite goofy. There's
it's
just
like buying the rights to an NFL game, but never showing the plays.
You only show the aftermath.
You see the aftermath and everyone getting up to the huddle, and the second that they get into the huddle position, you just cut.
It cuts to the Burger King commercial.
Once it's down.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Crunchyroll is weird like that. They're always trying to like censor the horny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It makes sense to me with shows that are like not marketed as horny, right?
Is it like an international censorship thing for like Crunchyroll itself? Because it's like,
I think it's
like,
censored
Japanese
over
people
there.
Just watching
it might be. I think it's censored because there's not an uncensored version, so it might be censored there as well. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if because like the manga.
I feel like in this case it is
Maybe it might be because it's more mainstream and like airing on like TV, I don't know. Yeah,
actual TV.
Because it might be airing on like actual TV, so they're censoring it, and then like in the Blu-ray or something, they're going to just like release the. I don't know. We'll find out when the Blu-ray comes out, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Which I don't know. I'm not too big a fan of that either, because like you can just release like an uncensored version somewhere. There's a market for that too. Like, I don't know. But
sales.
High Dive doesn't give a shit when they have it. They'll have.
Just tosses it.
They're like, here's the censored, here's the uncensored. You can watch whatever. Yeah, they were the ones.
Thing is, like High Dive censors are also like barely anything, which Crunchyroll tries to be like funny about their censors.
Yeah, dude. Crunchyroll bought World's End Harem, and their censor for it was so egregious. It's just black everywhere on the screen that there's even something remotely horny. There's some scenes that literally you just can't see. They just put black everywhere. And it's like, why the fuck did you buy something like knowing how horny it was just to censor it? Yeah. It just doesn't make any sense.
Just not show it.
Yeah, just don't buy it. Let High Dive have it.
Guarantee there's someone at Crunchyroll who's like working for all of this stuff, and he's having the same argument. He's just like, why the hell am I? Why the hell?
Hey, wait. So you said it was a black screen, so it's not like the blurry kind of sensory.
It's literally just a black bar. Not the average black. Not the average black bar. A really big black bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crunchyroll gets really funny about it for no reason. Like on Ayakashi, it was like a cat sticker. And they just tossed the cat sticker on a bunch of spots. And they're like, there you are, censored.
Yeah, let copy image address. This is like what they would do with the World's End Harem. Just black scribbles.
Okay, that's even worse.
Yeah, that's really terrible. Bad. It's really bad.
It's like a cloud.
I don't know. It's so dumb.
It's like it's like the ghosts from the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town before you get the scoping device or whatever.
Yeah, it looks like that.
It looks exactly like that. Yeah.
Self scope. Yeah.
Then you got like High Dive being like, yeah, we got Redo of Healer uncensored. Come watch.
Yeah, like okay, so like there are different ways you could do this. You can like cut off like camera or something. Like I don't know, man. Whatever.
No, and then you know what?
That makes me mad.
I think Funimation had Redo of Healer for a little bit, and then they're like, "Oh, wait a minute, we don't want this," and they dropped it or something. And it's like, did you not vet the license that you purchased beforehand?
Did you not know what you were getting into?
You knew exactly what you were getting into. Like, what? I have no idea why.
Thought, this is gonna be a hit. This is gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna be a real slapper. And then episode 2 happens. Like, oh. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
High Dive will be the only one to have this. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, back to shorts. We got a little off topic there. Yeah, I don't know. It's just Yeah, shorts.
It's funny. It's funny in this category because there is a lot of like the slightly ecchi things.
Slightly.
Turn into...
I'm scrolling through. I'm seeing a lot more than slightly, but yes, there's a lot.
There's a lot that they just made to be shorts based on the fact that the source material is pretty short because it's essentially just written. It's just written like a porn scene for a lot of these, right?
Yeah, I think that the issue is there's not enough content to fill
straight
24 episodes with.
But yeah, exactly. A lot of times the content for these is written in a way that they're like, well, we might as well just do 12-minute shorts instead of
for there's nothing to put other than like, you know,
it's
almost
random,
like
know what you're
expecting
when you it's almost like you know what you're expecting when you see a 12-minute short and then it has cute girls on it.
Yeah.
At this point where it's like, I know what that is.
Yeah, a lot of these they seem like a little bit, you know,
yeah,
a little bit 18 plus. So I guess like that's like, you know, I was asking like which types of shows would benefit from shorts. I think we understand there's one genre, ecchi, which is like, yeah, this is for shorts because there's not much else.
Ecchi definitely would benefit from shorts just because like
it's shorter.
How much time do you really want to spend on an episode of ecchi?
Also, it like you can like highlight different characters too from like one episode to the other. Where it's like 24 episodes, it's like, well, you know, either one episode highlighting 2 characters or just not be enough content. So yeah, I think that's one unfortunately good answer for that. Why the hell are you teachers? One of the most popular shorts. I hate it here.
It is.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
don't say it's good.
I'm very skeptical of that claim. I want to trust you, but I'm a little bit skeptical.
Just know
there's a manga too. Oh, that's crazy.
There is a manga. It's based off of a manga.
Most of them are probably
sure.
I actually mostly know the story because for some reason I found the manga way back in the day. And then it got an anime made like 4 years ago.
Yeah. A little goofy.
I hate scrolling through all these, and everywhere I go, I just see another TQ.
I mean, there are like
9 of them when I was looking,
9 seasons. Yeah, 9
there
seasons.
Are 9 of them plus the spinoff.
That is insane.
Yeah, I forgot about the spinoff. On a more wholesome note, Senor Girl is cute. That's a short base. It's a 4 coma manga.
I guess 4 comas would also benefit from shorts, but a lot of times
Depends.
4 comas
because like Bocchi the Rock wouldn't wouldn't benefit from shorts or whatever, and that's a 4 coma.
Well, I guess benefit's not the right word.
Depends on the presentation.
Like, a lot of 4 coma adaptations are essentially just 2 shorts smashed together. Or you could be like Kaguya, where you have 4 chapters that are basically just shorts of like 8 minutes and smash them into one episode.
Yeah,
they have like the 3 every episode or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know how much Kaguya would benefit from shorts.
I don't think Kaguya would benefit from being a short.
I don't think it would benefit. I just think that you can take Kaguya and split it into shorts, and it's the same.
Yeah, I think you could. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes it's like a comedy build up though. Like maybe you have like a really funny first whatever, and that like gets you in the mood for.
And then it gets you ready for the second one.
Yeah, second and the third.
Yeah, one thing now that I'm thinking about like the contrast between shorts and like other anime, it's like, well, I guess this has to do with plot and stuff like that. But like I remember a lot of times in Kaguya I'd watch and it's like they would reference something that happened in previous episodes, and it's like with shorts it feels like it just doesn't happen. I guess it's like a issue with like a lack of like.
If it does happen, I feel like
plot,
I feel like it's usually more like on the nose callbacks, not necessarily like references.
There are some that are like, I think with Kaguya, because of the structure of the school year, sometimes it matters. Because it's like what season they are, and they're referencing like things that happened in the previous parts. Although I guess it wouldn't really matter like when you picked it up, but I think that alone would just kind of prevent it from being as good as as good if it were a short. I think the normal structure of the episodes are like fine because there's like, it's like 3 episodes in one, quote unquote, but like it's also like the episodes are like somewhat connected. So I think it's fine as is.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't think anyone's arguing that it's not fine.
Yeah. No, I was just brainstorming. You know, like would it be better or not? So I don't. Yeah.
It's like some fun ones on
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've
There's
seen.
like a lot of okay, I hate that I know what these are.
No,
Whenever I
you don't
see
hate it.
these little shorts that have the white background and it'll just have a girl like doing things, these are shorts that are
No.
like
What?
5 minutes. Here, let me link it.
Yeah, no, I don't know this.
Let me link an example. This is actually a great example. These are shorts that are like they're not POV
Yeah.
in the same way
Okay.
that like One Room is, but they're basically like designed to be like you hanging out with anime girl who is like doing
Oh my gosh.
activity
Okay. Some self-insertion here.
in like the
Classic.
same way as One Room is. So like this is like, oh girl, you know, exercising or training as it says.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
yeah.
that's another type of short that they do, which is essentially I think the
Yeah,
the forefathers of what One Room became.
This is the predecessor. This is the
This is
This is the
basically like
root.
home workout films. Like
the root of all evil.
who's the dude with the afro who would do the exercise videos?
Dude with the afro? Exercise?
I
Yes.
have no idea what you're talking about.
They meme him in movies all the time. Hold on, let me find him.
Hello? The P90X guy or what?
Richard Simmons, or Gene Simmons, I think technically is the name that people know him by.
Oh, the aerobics guy. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen this guy, but like,
it's not quite.
I don't know.
It's not.
yeah, like I've seen someone who looks like him, but I don't like know him by name. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Sure.
You can't say I. I don't know.
No,
Anyway,
I've seen this.
make your point.
So the point was that he basically does the same thing. He would release like workout videos for like yogas and stuff like that.
Sure.
Back in the 80s.
But you know, when I'm watching those, I tend not to self-insert as like his girlfriend. But yeah.
No,
yes.
but you're self-inserted as someone in his gym class, though.
True. Okay, you know what? You're right. That is true.
That's my point. It's the same thing.
That's true. It is the same thing. That's true. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't think. Wait, are there any others like this? Like, I'm just looking at like the sequels or whatever, but like,
there are, but I'd have to
go down to like recommendations or something.
There's one.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I just like.
There's one in particular I'm looking around for that I can't find, but it's
boxing. Okay, this is a Nintendo Switch adaptation. Okay, dude.
The one I'm thinking of is a lot more horny than this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Classic.
The classic.
Well, I can't say it. It's in the recommendations. You show need training. You could tell.
From okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
So
this also has so this is training with this girl, and then also has sleeping with her, and it has bath time with her.
Yeah.
There's a whole
main character was once a human, but she turned into an anime character when she's a second-year medical student. God, I hate when I just randomly turn into an anime character.
I just become an anime character.
Randomly turn. Wait, there's a sleeping one. Oh, dude.
Yes.
What are we watching?
Showing us how to sleep. What do you know? Okay.
Anyway, that's another a much more deep cut part of shorts.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't know if I want to watch it.
I wasn't thinking about it before, but I guess a thing that could benefit heavily from shorts is some of the slice of life, like when Yumi make his move, stuff like that, where you like they're mashing like multiple chapters into one thing, but it's like it's not on the same level as Kaguya. They're much like slower pace type of thing.
I guess Ahirin's actually a pretty fun example.
Yeah, like Ahirin
was funny.
Yeah, it was pretty like chaotic.
And I do think that to be a really good short, you have to be a little chaotic, but also really funny. Because otherwise, it's like not entertaining if it's not funny in some degree. Or
just half an anime,
apparently.
Yeah. I think we can probably all agree that like comedy would just works better for these kinds of things. That's what I'm trying to think of, like which comedies would kind of work with it, because I just cannot have like a very like.
As long as it's like one big episode or something like that, like I don't know, like Korean Blue maybe, because I think usually those episodes are split into like 1, 2.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't
Makes
remember.
sense. Yeah. I think just like the overarching plot is just like placing transitions between episodes is also really big. that sometimes like makes or breaks an anime for me, at least, because it's like if you end it at like a weird place and you have to like wait for the next episode, it's like damn, like it's one thing to have a cliffhanger, but if it just like ends weird, then it's like
at the
what am I
risk
waiting
of
for?
at the risk of sounding like an amateur when I say this comment, I don't think ending episodes is inherently that hard. That if you could end an episode in 24 minutes, you couldn't end an episode in 12 minutes.
I think it's not about
like I get
couldn't.
what you're saying. I get what you're saying, and I agree to some extent that obviously I can't just take an episode and cut it in half and just call that my ending of the episode.
You'd have to change
But
some things. Yeah,
I feel like it wouldn't be that hard to rewrite.
I feel like it wouldn't be hard, but I also think like because like when you make an anime, right? When you make one, me as an expert, obviously, I've made like 17 animes in my mind. Okay, but like when you do it, like you're thinking about like the 24-hour block, right? So like I would wager, they plan like, here's what the start of the episode is going to be, and here's how the end of the episode is going to be, and here's how we're going to, fill up the time. I don't know the exact details, but like you have the 24 minutes in mind as like boundaries for like, plus or minus 1 minute or whatever. It's like boundaries for like when you're going to start, when you're going to end.
Mm-hmm.
So like I agree that like ending it in 12 minutes would not be hard, but I think you'd have to think about the story more to make sure that it would end.
I think you'd have to think about the story the exact same amount.
Well,
but okay, sorry, not more. More is the wrong word.
Yeah,
I think you have to think about it differently, but not differently, but like I think going from 24 to 12, it's like I would rather just start from the beginning and think about it as 12 episodes, or 12 minutes episodes. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I feel like this is like, kind of like, I don't know, because like when you're ending something in 12, so are you saying like you could get from, let's say we took a 24-minute episode, are you saying you could get from point A to point B in half the amount of time that they did, or are you just saying like you would just end it at whatever?
Literally
12 minutes in the middle.
Because like, because at that point you're just extending the amount of episodes you have. Yeah. Because you have to get from, if you're, I guess, I don't know. Because you're trying to get from one
to reach point B by the end. Yeah.
If you have a desired place to reach by the end of the season, and you only have so much time to do it. Like that's why there's anime seasonals. Like 86 had this problem when it got delayed a bunch. It had to wait until like multiple months because it ran out of time slots. Dress Up Darling was starting, and they had to fuck off for a little bit before they could start up again. And so you can't just have like a bunch of these like 12-minute little goobers going on for 24 episodes or something like that. And if you're keeping it to like 12 minutes per, you could speed run it. That's not going to be healthy for most shows. I think rather than being like, oh, we can cut this in half and get the same amount accomplished, you can still look at like the 24-minute mark, but just use it more efficiently, I guess, is because like I think 86 does a good job at that, where I don't feel like I ever got bored despite how like what the pace was. It got through one novel in a single season, but it did it in the right way. And so you could have like, you could speedrun that novel pretty easily if you really wanted to in like 12-minute episodes, but it depends on like the direction and the composition of the show. It just all depends on what you want to create. I don't think it'd be hard to like speedrun some episodes, but you would like, you're taking a lot of the creativity out of it when you do that, because you go from like panel to panel, but it's what happens in between that makes anime.
A lot. Like, because it's like now when you're considering like what fluff or whatever you don't need to cut, it's like some parts, like if you consider like a, let's say 24 episode show, it's like episodes 5 through 8 might have a lot of fluff, but like maybe it's essential to the pacing. Like I don't know, that's just one thing I was thinking about. It's like I feel like you'd have to rethink.
I mean,
I feel like they have to think when it's 24 minutes. You keep saying
I agree.
You keep saying rethink. No. My problem here is you keep saying you have to rethink it as if we are taking the script from a 12 episode show that is 24 minutes and cutting it down to 12 episodes.
That's what I thought the premise was.
But that's not, that doesn't make sense. I'm saying I'm already saying start from the beginning, like making 12-minute episodes would not be hard. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
we agree.
it would be hard, but it'd be equally as hard.
Right, exactly. No, I agree with you. I was just like, yo, what if we just like took this anime that already exists and just like cut it into 12? Yeah, no, that'd be
No,
dumb.
I
Yeah.
mean that's doable, but you're right. Like if you're trying to stop at the same point, it would take a very specific anime, right?
Yep, exactly.
We couldn't just do that to any show. Well, I mean, you could do that to any show,
Could,
but
you know,
most shows would suffer.
You don't want to lose the company money.
Because in the example of like a Kaguya, right? Let's say, how many episodes did Kaguya have in the first season? I assume it's 12.
I'm pretty sure. I think it's 12 every season.
So in the example of a Kaguya, it would probably not, if it was bumped down to shorts, it would probably not be only 12 episodes, right? Because that's not what that brainchild is. That version of the show that doesn't exist, but theoretically could exist, would probably be something more like 20 episodes of 10 to 12 minutes or something, which would run into the issues Daniel was saying, but that's something they got to figure out in contracts.
Yeah, that's why they just don't do them, I guess. Like
that's like the best argument for why they shouldn't, because everything there is done in seasons. So if you can't get it done in that one season, and you're not paying for a whole second season, or there's not a slot for that whole second season, and you're not one of the big names, it's like not even worth it really fighting for the second season in terms of the slot.
Yeah, I agree with that. That makes sense to me.
I don't even know what we're arguing. I'm just saying words.
No. I just had to get that clear because what you guys were saying were correct, but it was just very clear that you were not understanding.
I still don't understand. I have no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
let's just take a freaking anime and just cut it in half.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's secret.
Because basically the way I'm understanding is like, what if we like took this and we just like did it but shorter but longer at the same time? Because
what I'm saying is there are a lot of shows that could have been done as shorts instead of full length TV shows.
Yes,
that's more or less what I'm saying.
A lot of them, it just wouldn't work with the industry generally. You should.
Fine. But I'm saying narratively, like it could have been done in a way that would tell the story in the same way. Because like 86 is not an example of this, because you can't tell the 86 story the same way in 12-minute shorts. But like I think you could tell Kaguya in the same way in 12-minute shorts.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe at least like, because it depends. Like some of the episodes like will heavily focus on maybe like one of the three more than others. Like you'll have maybe like two scenes that will last until like maybe the 18-minute mark, and then it leaves like a little bit of time for the goofy third ending thing. It just a lot depends on direction, and so it makes the most sense to do these longer episodes. And it's like you can always I think it's technically probably always easier to make a longer episode.
It's always easier to make longer episodes because the blocks for TV that you buy most of the time, and the really nice primetime blocks that you buy especially, are going to be 30-minute blocks.
It's not even just that. It'd be easier because simply it's easier to like stretch content, I think, than to shrink it and have like the same. Because like with light novels, for example, you lose a lot of detail in light novels. The way you can, extend your episode is to add a little bit more detail. Like you typically can't have like every conversation or whatever. Like Angel Next Door just aired or whatever. They cut like some smaller like bits of dialogue or whatever that to make their episode fit. And so that's why maybe some episodes, like episode 1, they want to have like the most detail, and that's why usually you don't run into the opening to begin with. So they have like that little bit of extra runtime. And then you have like the rare examples of ReZero where it's like, fuck, we can't do this in a normal episode either. We have to buy our own commercial slots to be able to run this episode in a proper way. And so yeah, you're just always going to get the longer your shit goes on, the easier it gets to write that. Now, if you go for too long, obviously you create a problem. But like, I think like the 24-minute is always going to be easier than the short, just for the reason of you can always add more. Because because Kubo-san dropped today as we're recording this, And I went to go reread the manga and see like what they were doing. They did like four chapters, but they like added little context things to make things flow better, since they're like changing chapters rapidly. And so rather than just like ending at a goofy point, they like add a little bit extra. They're enhancing the material basically, and that's like, you know, the main point of like a longer format is instead of just drawing the panels or whatever, you're enhancing what you're doing, like with like Bochi did.
Yeah, I think 24
Bochi enhanced by a
thing.
lot.
Perfect length.
I don't know if you've read any of the Bochi stuff yet, Daniel, but
I have not.
Bochi added a lot to it, which is good. But there was just a large amount of stuff that was added to Bochi that made the anime, I think, a lot better than the source material necessarily is. And the source material is still good, but
yeah, it enhances the material, and that should always be the goal of anime, I think, is to enhance what you're doing instead of just like, we have drawn the manga panels, we will now connect the manga panels, we are done with the episode, which is, you know, what a lot of the shittier ones do. But
yeah,
because I do think, and it's kind of shown by a lot of stuff that is shorts, I think slapstick comedy is funnier in shorter episodes.
I mean, yeah, it depends on like
granted, like nothing we've talked about is really slapstick comedy.
Yeah, like Lugia recommended me Achikochi, and I watched that. That would probably be fine as like a short or whatever, because they're like very slow paced episodes, but they're full episodes. But I mean, I got through it fine. It's just how much comedy are you willing to inject? Because you can stop. Technically, you could stop these episodes whenever you wanted to and make them shorts yourself.
How much are you willing to laugh?
Though I don't think I would ever. I hate stopping episodes. I think the craziest thing to me, people who stop in the middle of movies, they're like, yeah, I watched an hour of this movie, I'll save the rest for tomorrow.
I had a roommate right after I finished college that would he would do that. He would watch like 40 minutes of a movie and then pause it on Netflix and then go like to bed or to make dinner or something like that, and then the next day he'd come back to the movie.
So if you like go to like, okay, I'm gonna like grab some food real quick, let me pause the movie, that's fine. That's different. Going to sleep and waking up and then finishing the movie, like, what are you even doing? Like, why did you start the movie?
The problem was that he would like have to come back because so much time would have passed.
No, you go to the theater, and then when you just ask them to like pause the movie for like a day, and then you come back the next day.
Yeah, you know, you like perfectly calculate your arrival time to the next showing to be where you left off.
Yes. Even though, you know, the movie's never start on time, but you know, that's what it is.
Yeah. Previews moment. You have like an op on the inside to tell you when to come in.
Yeah. Right. A drone.
I don't think I have anything more to say about shorts.
No. I think debated the theory behind shorts.
I guess there's like, the one thing would be like, I find it much harder to analyze short form content than longer.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the nature of the. I mean,
well, think like this. Like a normal story, like your average book versus like short stories that exist that still have like substance behind them. I just find it much harder to extract said substance from something I can't look at like the progression of as easily. Or I can't. Maybe I just don't find as much appreciation. And like, I think poetry is fucking stupid, but people like poetry. I just don't find the appreciation from it.
I guess because there's less content, there's more left to interpretation. I guess in the case of poetry, I don't know.
Maybe I just hate interpretation. I don't hate interpretation.
You hate interpreting anything.
I mean, I'm fine with interpretation as long as it's not like. See, what I hate. I like analyzing stuff, but I hate like the typical like. The door was red, and that signified his anger. Like, shut the fuck up. It's just a red door. It's not that deep most of the time, anyway.
Average,
but it's
the
like
least convoluted literature analysis. Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, like I had he was a great teacher, but my junior English teacher was always like really heavy on these like little details. Like, oh my god, it was raining, and this scene. It was that enhances the emotion. I'm like, okay, look, I get what you're saying. It's symbolism, but But hear me out. Every fucking piece of media does this. It's not like that deep. It's like to the point where it's almost cliche. Well, no, it is cliche, but like it almost like detracts from the emotion to have the rain. In a sense, I don't know, or yeah, I don't know. It's just there's stuff like that makes me when you have to look too deep into it. When it's up to interpretation,
I think it's just there's just less content.
I guess the good thing about that is like you can take like your own meaning from it and like find something that you enjoy out of like maybe a poem or something. But at the end of the day, it's like I don't know how much how worth is that piece then at that point if it's just like whatever it means to you.
You know what? It means a lot to me, so it's worth it.
Yeah, it's like the author wrote it for like one thing, but you took it, interpreted it as another. At what point is it like this piece of media is just like a thing? Like you can make your own poem at that point and like extract the same level of meaning as like taking someone else's and finding something different in it. I don't know. Maybe that's like the beauty of it for some people, I guess. I'm not into... I like to look at thing and be like, yes, this is the progression that is happening here. And this is why it's good.
You want everything spoon-fed to you, huh? That's what I'm getting.
No, I don't want anything. I don't want anything spoon-fed to be. I think
everything told, not shown.
You know, everything show not tell is like it really depends, but like obviously it's better to like show most of the time. Something that like the first episode of Beast of Ours from this season did a lot of stuff that I liked in that regard. And then
it did a lot of not telling for sure,
which I appreciate, especially from an original, because like usually it'd be like I thought they started off doing it, but then they like cut it off and then they stopped doing it. I'm like, that's great. Thank you for not being like, here's the entire world lore within like 0.5 seconds. They're just living in those. They're like I hate when people like explain. That's why isekai is a thing, because it's really hard to explain your world because everyone's supposed to know your world in your world. And so when you drop some dipshit in there who doesn't know anything, you can just force feed information. So it's just more fun to like see the world just unfold as is. Like Chainsaw Man does that as well.
Because in the example of ours, like I do expect it to do some telling in the next episode or two, but also at the same time, I feel like it's shown enough that like the main character, the male main character at least, for example, like I feel like I already know what his backstory is based on all of the hints it's thrown, right?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get something at some point.
It might have a curveball, but also it's like cool to be an episode through and know nothing about this character, or have no way to know anything about this character, and yet at the same time be like, I feel like I know exactly how this character's like story is gonna go.
Yeah, it should. I like the presentation of the episode, and I'm excited to see it burn in a fire by the end of the season, like every other original. But, yeah, I think it's always important to have a level of just like solid substance, not like there's no interpretation of like what the guy's character is. And that's why I like to see, all right, this is the character. This is probably the best way for them to like go about like his character arc or whatever. And whenever that doesn't happen, in like something like, let's say they go like a bad route with it. Like this is my problem with like Unlimited Blade Works, is that it set up this like character arc or whatever, and just said, you know what, no, fuck it. He doesn't need to. He wins, and that was like my biggest, and maybe that was the point, but I couldn't get down with it. To like set up something and then to say, nope, doesn't need to happen because he's cool.
Fair enough.
Anyway, rant on literature over, and so is the episode. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, you should subscribe or follow our thing, whatever platform you're on, YouTube, audio only, whatever. But if you are on audio only, want to see the YouTube side of things, is the Order an Anime Podcast, you will only find us. There is no way anyone has this name other than us. On the YouTube side of things, you want to go to our audio only, you can look in the description. It'll have our anchor links that will bring you to our Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. yeah, every Saturday, 3 p.m. EST, you will find us on whatever the fuck you're listening on, whether it be your iPhone, your computer, or your Samsung smart fridge. We will be there, and we will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.